Okay, hello everybody. Here we are, episode 2 of what I'm calling Conversations with the Community. You are inundated with all sorts of news about the pandemic, and I wanted to bring to you some stories about what was going on with people in our neighborhood and how they were impacted. So I hope you enjoy hearing from friends and neighbors. So anyway, today I'm going to talk with my friend, Julie Alexander. Hi, Julie. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Julie and I met 4 years ago when we were in Leadership Plano class 34, best class ever, right? Yeah, and we continued that relationship through 3 years of working on the board, the Leadership Plano board. I can't believe we're finishing that up, wrapping that up. And then I became a client of Julie's. So I just appreciate you being here today, and I want you to tell all of us a little bit about your extraordinary business.
Thank you, Sharon. I've had the pleasure of having you as my client for sure. It's been great. So I have a spa in Plano. It is near the corner of Spring Creek and Custer. I have 4 service rooms, and I provide massage therapy to my clients. And usually we focus on pain and getting rid of pain.
We're all feeling pain, aren't we?
Yep.
So obviously massage therapy is, it's hard to social distance when you do that kind of work. So tell us just what the overall impact has been on your business with this pandemic.
Well, I think it was about March 18th where I actually had to close my business, close the doors. And like you said, you can't provide massage with social distancing at all. There's no way to give a 6-foot massage 6 foot away. So unfortunately, I had to close my doors March 18th. Since then, I've been working on what else I can do to provide income for my business. It's been a radical shift because massage therapists, we're touchy-feely people. That's what we do. That's our livelihood. And that's why people love us. But unfortunately, we can't do that right now. So the shift has gone to more of an online service provider, which is really difficult to do through virtual sessions. Right. I can't really massage your shoulders from here.
Exactly. So what kind of online services are you offering?
So I've started doing a couple of Zoom meetings like this one to offer ways of, helping clients deal with their pain virtually. So basically, I will teach them how to massage themselves. That's really the only thing we can do at this point. So I'll go through, techniques like putting your hand here and pushing on a trigger point and moving your head when you do it. That's a really good one. Things like that to help them relax and not be so stressed during this time, which is really, really important. It's so hard not to be stressed right now. Mm-hmm. And, providing a little bit of relief, can really, really help your mental and physical well-being right now. So I'm just trying to do that with some virtual meetings to provide some comfort and help them alleviate some of their physical pain while they're not able to get massages right now. The second thing I'm doing is working on selling products online, which if you've never done that before as a business owner is kind of daunting. But I'm working through those kinks, and luckily all of my vendors have been very helpful in overcoming those growing pains and challenges and working with how to do that and setting that up. So, that's been, it was really good. I actually did the first email yesterday to blast my clients to let them know I've got some skincare products available for purchase online. So, and that went really well yesterday. So made a little bit of, of money for the first time in a month. So that was kind of exciting.
Yeah. Good. Well, I'm almost at the bottom of my pot of that wonderful cream that helps all of my aches and pains. I've been trying to get my 10,000 steps every day, and sometimes at the end of the day, I'm kind of sore. Also, I find just sitting at my desk and doing all these Zoom meetings and Zoom training has really it's painful.
Yeah, especially when you're not used to it. I'm not used to sitting down all day.
Exactly.
And so it's a big adjustment. And I know you're a very active person, and it's hard to just put your butt in a seat all day when you're not used to that. And even when you are, you still have some physical challenges with that, with neck and shoulders and back and arms. We do have a I don't know if this is a term that's actually been coined or not, but mouse hand. Mouse hand. We call it mouse hand when you actually have problems in your arm, hand, wrist because of mousing.
Yeah, I anticipate people are gonna have some issues. Just the sitting is really getting to me, and that's why I find it hard. This kind of work hard because I'm like, okay, now I have to get up and walk around. And so there's that constant disruption in whatever I'm, working on. So I'm going to take advantage of your tips of the trade, your online tips, and see if I can figure some of that stuff out. Because I'm desperate. Now, I know your clients are like, they love your services. So tell me a little bit about their reaction when you had to close down.
So I don't think there was a client that was very happy about this. I've had several text messages, emails, phone calls, asking if I can provide in-home services to my clients, and they did it out of a good place in their heart. They're trying to help me and my business, but unfortunately, I'm not able to provide any services at this time. I stick to the moral code that I am social distancing from people, and I want to make sure that I'm not spreading the virus and that nobody around me is spreading the virus. So I'm not willing to take that chance. There's two other reasons why I don't want to do massage right now. One is that my insurance will not cover it if something happens, but I can also lose my license if I continue to practice right now. So there's no way I'm going to take that risk, but unfortunately my clients have not been happy that they can't receive massages, and some of them are not even willing to think about doing a self-care massage themselves.
Right.
they want me.
Exactly. And you're so good.
Well,
I can't imagine what your schedule is going to look like when you get to reopen.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a whole nother subject we could talk about for an hour right there, is the how to get back open, right? Because we're going to need some new sanitary procedures that need to be put in place, and we need to be taught what those sanitary procedures are. That's going to change my business model, where I might need more time between clients. So I might not be able to fit as many clients in during the day, which means I'm going to have less income.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, things like that. I don't think people think about the repercussions of something like this on my type of business. And that's definitely one of them that we're going to have to think about. Those big businesses, Massage Envy, Massage Green, some of those chains, they do a 50-minute massage with a 10-minute flip, which I think those days are probably going to be over, because there's no way they're going to do all these new sanitary procedures in 10 minutes or less.
Right. Where will that come from? The new rules and what you have to do, the adaptations you have to make.
So we are licensed under the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulations. So I'm hoping it comes from them. They are completely swamped right now, just like all the other government entities. I'm hoping that I can be a part of that conversation when it comes about to think about how we're going to get back up and running. So I'm working on communication with them on how I can volunteer to help that in those efforts.
Oh, awesome. It doesn't surprise me one bit that you would step in that role. Have you heard anything? I mean, I don't want you to speculate, but do they communicate with you at all now that the governor has started this relaxation? I've noticed that just in my little area here at Shops at Legacy, there are more people out on the sidewalk, there are more cars out, and I've been a little bit nervous this week because it's like, okay, you got this little bit of news that we were gonna loosen up, and it seemed like people went, okay, let's go out again. That makes me a little bit nervous without more parameters. So do you have any idea when you might be back in business?
Well, they have been communicating with us. I've got to say it's a little delayed, but I can appreciate the fact that they're probably understaffed and overworked, just like all of us.
Right.
But they have been sending out communication. It isn't clear. A lot of times it isn't clear on exactly what they mean.
Right.
So that can be frustrating.
Right.
There's a lot of online forums and conversations happening within the massage community where we're helping each other determine what it is that we're supposed to do or not do. So that's been real helpful. I'm a big part of that. I've been involved with my American Massage Therapy Association for several years and a leader in that group. And so being a part of that has really helped kind of clear some of the fog when it comes to communication, because we all are trying to help each other out. We're not competing. It's not that type of an industry. We really have been trying to work together to try to figure out and determine what this communication means for all of us.
Okay, that's helpful. That's really important. So I know that the CARES Act came out a while ago, and it was supposed to provide all of this great funding for small businesses, and we've heard all sorts of crazy things in the news about these large chain restaurants and getting huge chunks of the money, and of course it ran out quickly, and now we have a new bill that's supposed to infuse some more money to help small businesses. Were you able to avail yourself of any of those funds?
So, when you sent me the questions for this interview, I think that was 2 days ago, the answer for this question has completely changed in 2 days.
Okay.
So that gives you kind of a perspective of how quickly things are changing around here, but in this capacity. But I got to say, there's 3 parts of this question that I need to answer, and it's the EIDL, which is the loan from SBA, the PPP, which is the Payment Protection Plan, and then there's also unemployment through the Texas Workforce Commission. And I gotta say, the number one thing that's been the most frustrating is the communication. From trusted resources like the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center, the Chamber of Commerce, SCORE, which is the mentorship program through the Chamber, our legislative communication. I mean, it seems like everybody is contradicting each other, and it's hard to really grasp onto something and know what's true and what's not and what to follow. And, it's very confusing. But through all of that, because I've been a big part of these webinars and phone calls and trying to really figure out how to do all this. And then through all that, there are companies that are pretty much I think they're trying to take advantage of the situation and offering services for thousands of dollars for small businesses to hire them to do all this work for you. And granted, I think that's a good offering. I think it's probably more expensive than it should be. I think their price point is a little high. But I do think it's necessary to have a service like that right now. But I've navigated it on my own. And I say on my own, but I have a good network of people like you. You know, we know people through Leadership Plano, and I was able to talk to our friend Tyler at Legacy Texas Bank, and he was very helpful in connecting me with someone through his bank to help me with the PPP loan. So I was told originally that I can't do that loan because I'm a Schedule C employee. I have an owner's draw. So instead of paying out of a regular paycheck, I just take money out of my business account to pay myself when I can. So I was told originally that I can't apply for this loan. So that delayed me. And then, you know, then it was changed that we can apply for it. And so then I worked on the application for that. I just got word yesterday, actually 2 days ago, I was told, can't do it, money's run out. Yesterday, I was told, okay, the Senate approved round 2. You're good to go. We're going to put you in the queue. So cross your fingers for me.
Yes. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. The second part of that is the EIDL loan, which is through SBA. And as part of the EIDL loan application, you can apply for a grant. And you have to apply for the loan to get the grant, or ask for the grant. And I received no communication, again, back to communication. I received no communication from SBA other than an automated email that had a loan application number. And I was told that they were going to reach out to me and request more information. I've not heard anything. And it's probably been 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, it kind of feels like forever.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, it's very strange. But yesterday I actually got part of the grant money in my account.
Oh, good.
So I don't know. Nobody reached out to me or talked to me or anything. I just saw the money in my account. So I was happy about that. But it's a little frustrating going back to the lack of communication and the lack of clarity coming from our leadership.
Right. Yeah, I've noticed that. I've sat in on so many conversations with, you know, Texas Workforce Commission and our congressional and state reps. And there's so much that's unclear. And I think the basic infrastructure is not set up to handle this inundation of, you know, loan processing and unemployment and all those other kind of things. But it just strikes me as how complex our systems are. If you need food or rent assistance or, you know, some of your basic living things to keep you going, right? To get help is so complicated. And I think, wow, what happens to people who don't have, like you said, an advocate who can't follow through all the forms and who just give up? So I just think there are a lot of people that have probably given up on the process. And I've heard what you said from a few other organizations. I'm involved in a couple of nonprofits because they were eligible for some of this grant money too. And it was like, well, we thought we were in line and then the money ran out and all of a sudden we're not in line anymore. And how do you plan, you know, moving?
Yeah, it's really hard to plan right now. I mean, I don't know how long I'll be doing these video services, for instance. Do I need to invest money into, you know, getting a new video camera and a speaker system and lighting and, you know, do I need to pursue this further, or am I going to be back to massaging in a couple weeks? Right. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's that way with the campaign too. It's like, okay, do we really change to this whole digital strategy, or are we really going to be out there knocking on doors again in, you know, this summer or whatever? It makes a big difference, like you said, in where you invest your time and where you invest your limited amount of dollars. So I know you were talking about expanding your business. So tell me what happened there.
So I actually opened a new LLC, and was working on opening a massage supply store and training center for massage therapists in the DFW and surrounding areas. Luckily, I didn't sign the loan papers of the lease before this happened. I was very close to doing that. So, phew. I don't know how to plan for this in the future. Honestly, I don't know what a toll this is going to take on our industry. It's scary. I've been thinking about starting an online virtual marketing class for massage therapists. So that's kind of a project that I'm working on right now to help massage therapists market their practice. And I was actually working on this long before this COVID thing happened, but so hopefully, I don't know what's going on. They're very excited.
It's a new reality, right?
Yeah.
Part of our new world.
So I'm still working on that, but I think that can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay, good. I think that it's going to be even more important for massage therapists to focus on their marketing after this is over. There's going to be a lot of people who aren't able to or not ready to get massages and receive massages. Hold on, let me see if I can.
No problem. Hey, I think this is so perfect that this is happening, because this is what we're dealing with now, right? So say you were having school with your kids and this disruption happened in the middle of a lesson, something that wouldn't be going on if you were in your classroom, right? I love it.
Sorry, virtual home meetings, that's what happens.
Exactly. No apologies whatsoever. I just think it just shows, it's classic. This is what our world is like now. But go back to this conversation about whether people are going to want to come and have a massage, because my husband actually had a dentist appointment that the dentist was ready for him to come like tomorrow. And I'm like,
oh, wow.
What's happening? I don't understand how they can do that. And I encouraged him to cancel because it was just, it was a routine thing. And I'm like, there's no reason to do that right now. There's too much uncertainty. And like, I want to go to the movies, to a baseball game, but I don't think I'll be doing that anytime soon.
Yeah, I read an article about the highest risk jobs, and honestly, dentists and the dental profession are at the very top of the list. Hygienists were, I think, the first, number one on the list of being, being able to get the virus from their work. So that's kind of scary. Massage therapists were at the top of the list too, not quite as close up to the top as dentists, but that makes me nervous.
Yeah, I know that you're going to proceed with caution, and that's what would make me comfortable, as your client, because I know that you are being careful. But I'm really, I think this week I'm having the most anxiety of all in how we're going to reopen, because the testing, has been so lax here, and our response to the whole pandemic was so slow. And so I'm thinking there's so much we don't want to go back to normal. So
the dogs aren't very happy about the idea either.
Well, that's another funny thing, because people are getting dogs, new dogs, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these poor dogs. People are going to eventually go back to work.
Yeah.
Alone.
It's true. They've loved the time we've spent with them. I mean, every day my dogs get a massage.
That's fantastic. That's great. And everybody's out. I do go outside walking, but it's pretty easy to do the social distancing where I go. And, it's great to see everybody out with their pets and getting some exercise and enjoying the
Good.
air. But so you had addressed this a little bit about how you will have to make adjustments, moving forward and in terms of, sanitation and all that. And so I'm glad that you brought that up, that you'll be getting direction from your organization and things like that. So I know that, you are just the sweetest, kindest person. You're the person who keeps our class going. Yes, the cheerleader, I so appreciate that role that you play. So tell us, I know you were doing some kind of care baskets for people. So tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah. So this is a little heartfelt for me. So I might have a tear or two when I describe this. But when I found out about all of this happening in the world, and it really broke my heart to know that as a world, we're having to deal with this.
Right.
And I got to thinking about it, and it weighed heavy on my heart that, we're all stressed in this, but imagine having an illness that doctors don't understand and don't know how to help you, and it's affected the whole world. But imagine being positive in that case, in that scenario. And it just weighed on me that those people need our help. And I thought, the least I could do is put together some little care package for them. So I started cleaning my house because I'm not working. So I'm just like piddling around and doing little home projects. And I found some really fun things just in my house that I've gotten as gifts over the years, or things that I've made that I could use for these care packages. And it included like some bath bombs and candles and incense, and I painted a few pictures. A couple of them I painted on words, like one said smile, one says relax, that kind of stuff. So I put together these care packages and sent them out, and it made my day when I heard that they got them and that made them smile. And both the boxes that I've sent so far, the people have recovered from it, which is great. And I'd like to think that I made their endorphins work a little better and their immunity system work a little better because I was able to put a smile on their face. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'd like to think that. So I've got a few others I'll be working on here in the next few days, because I've got some people that are actually closer to me in my friend circle. The first batch that went out were friends of friends that had COVID, and now I have first degree friends that are recovering from it now. So
it's devastating. Well, that's so sweet of you. It doesn't surprise me at all that you're doing that. I find it so inspirational to see how people are stepping up, individuals are stepping up to bring joy to other people's lives. I've seen great musical presentations on Facebook, and my theater, put their latest play out there on Facebook, or people can view it that way. And I think, all of this dire news, we need to spread the joy. And so I appreciate that. And I'm really grateful that you spent some time with me today. We'll follow up on this, as this goes along, and we'll let everybody know how folks have fared throughout, when we come out the other side of this pandemic. I can't wait to be one of your first clients.
Yay.
And, anyway, I wish you and all your family and the dogs and everybody well. I know I'm going to see you again at a virtual Leadership Plano fun event soon. And thanks for taking time. I really appreciate it. Why don't you give me one more pitch about the name of your business, how people can get to you as soon as they're released to go get a massage.
Yes, so I'm handcraftedtherapy.com is where you can go to check out all the information about my business. You can book online as well. Once we get this lifted, hopefully my books will be available for you to book them out.
Great. Awesome. Well, thank you. Have a fabulous day, and we will see you virtually very soon.
Sounds good, Sharon. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thanks, Julie.